Yo, what's up? It's your favorite Samoan Barkeep here, and we're gonna share our store haul for the last week, and then we're gonna jump into this Russell's 13 and see how it is. Thanks for joining us. Let's try it out. All right, so as usual, I'm gonna remind you, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out immensely. We appreciate your love and support. And then, so let's get into what we got here. So actually, before we do that, let me know how the sound is. So I've been getting a lot of feedback that the new bar, the sound is not working out the best. So we tried something new today. So let me know if it's a little bit better with the microphone today. So please hit me in the comments. Let me know if the sound is better this time around. All right, so the haul that we've gotten in the last couple weeks. Actually, there's a couple of samples I wanted to highlight because I got some pretty amazing samples recently. Just the whiskey community is so generous, just love to share, love to hook someone that's new in the game up with some things they haven't had before. So let's start off looking at some of these banger samples I got, then we'll talk about the haul, then we will get into this Russell's 13. All right, courtesy of my boy Thomas, local guy I met through the channel. He hooked me up with my first taste of Barrel King. So this is a Barrel King that was finished in old stag barrels. So super excited to give that a try. Thomas also hooked me up with my first taste of Foregate. So I got the Kelvin Collab 4. So very excited to get into those two samples. Ed Williams hooked me up immensely with just ridiculous samples. So he gave me a sampler flight of all the 1792 expressions. So these are the ones I was most excited for, the 12 year and the sweet wheat. And then in addition to those, just in the act of just sheer and utter brilliance, Stag Batch 16, George T. Stag 2022. So that's going to be my first ever taste of the BTAC George T. Stag. So just pretty dumbfounded by the generosity again of this community. All right, and just continuing on the love, my boy Travis from Thunderbird Cigars, he hooked it up with a bunch of samples here. So he got me 3 samples of Found North. So I haven't got into any Found North yet. So these are going to be my first 3 times trying Found North. We got a 17, an 18 year, and then an 8 year. So those ones are definitely ready to get going here. And then he also got me the Stag 22B and then Blanton's Green. So I've never even seen a Blanton's Green before other than online. So excited to check out that Blanton's Green. All right, and the last 2 that I want to highlight came from a guy out of Georgia. Another guy that I've met through my online presence through Facebook and YouTube. And so he gave me the Fiddler Ambarana finish. I don't know if you can see that. He made an awesome little label for it too. And then the Wild Turkey 12 year. So, once again, all these samples I got, just the community is so generous. Thanks everyone for hooking me up so I can try all these different things and figure out what I like. And, I'm definitely feeling the love. Appreciate you all. All right, now into what we got in front of us here. So the first thing I'll highlight is Middle West Spirits Middle West Spirits Straight Rye Whiskey, Dark Pumpernickel, aged over 3 years, cask strength, single barrel select from the OHLQ, Ohio Liquor. So I've never heard of this before. I actually won this on a raffle that Whiskey Mountains did. So shout out to Whiskey Mountains. Appreciate the win of this bottle here. This is coming in at 122.8 proof. And yeah, we got into this one a little bit, but I'll do a full review later when I can really focus on this and then tell you guys what this is all about. So my first impression is this is very different from any other rye that I've tried so far. All right, and then you might have seen my short where I highlighted my last trip to Pine Lake QFC. As always, my boy Bourbon Baller Lee hooks it up. So they got cases of Eagle Rare for anybody who says you can't find Eagle Rare up in Pine Lake, Sammamish, Washington, QFC. He's got cases, $34.99. Boom. You know, they got our stupid tax added on top of that, but that's probably one of the best prices you can find since I found those $19.99 bottles out in Yakima. So picked up another one of these. These are always great. Everyone loves Eagle Rare. It's delicious, everyday sipper, like one of my favorites of all time. So anytime I'm going to a barbecue, a party, whatever, instead of bringing a bottle of wine, you know, we're coming with Eagle Rare. And then last but not least, so Lee made me play the paper bag game. When I got there, Lee asked me, "Do you trust me?" And I said, "Of course I trust you, bro." So he said, "All right, come up here and pay for what's in this paper bag, and then you can open it and see what's inside." So, you know, I went up to the register, boom, paid the man. He gave me my paper bag, and inside of the bag, Russell's Reserve 13-year-old barrel proof. This is 114.8 proof. Batch 5, so this is the most recent batch that's popped. Everyone was saying the MSRP for this is supposed to be crazy, like $150 or something, but you know, whatever the MSRP is, out the door with Lee, 114. Can't beat it. So once again, cheers, Bourbon Baller Lee, my man. Anybody in the area, make a stop at Sammamish Pine Lake QFC, because not only is Lee amazing, but he has an awesome just everyday selection on the shelves. Like, you can find all the stuff that most people are kind of clamoring for as far as shelfers go. So I hear from people all over the country, they can't find early times, they can't find ancient age 10 star, they can't find Sagamore Rye 8-year. Yeah, well, guess what? Lee has it all. And Lee has, and Lee and his partner John up there at QFC got some banger ECBP picks. They got some banger Maker's Mark picks. So just, you can't go wrong heading up to QFC up in Pine Lake. All right, now moment of truth. Let's get into this Russell's 13. So I had a few buddies over the other day and I was trying to open one of these bottles. I definitely need to get a little knife or some scissors or something, because I am a rookie as far as getting these bottles open. There we go. I just use brute strength instead of intelligence. We'll figure that out later. So if you don't know the history of myself and Wild Turkey products, I'll give you the TLDR version. I am not a fan of Wild Turkey. So I have tried almost all the regular stuff from Wild Turkey with the exception of the Russell's 10-year. So I've had private barrels, single barrel Russells, I've had Wild Turkey 101, I've had Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I don't like any of them. So I have the palate that's just gives me this weird bitter aftertaste that I'm not a fan of. So I know everyone loves Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Sorry, I don't like it. But the Russell's 13, you know, I'm hoping I like this, because very rare bottle. When I first got it, a bunch of people were hitting me up saying, you know, it's got a lot of trade value. Like, come on, I'm not trading this Russell's 13 that Bourbon Baller Lee hooked me up with. Get out of here. we're drinking this. So let's get in. All right, so on the nose, I get oakiness. I get that distinct wild turkey kind of funk that I always get on everything. And then I'm getting sweetness. It's not caramel, but maybe more like a brown sugar kind of sweetness on the nose. Moment of truth. Am I gonna like this Russell's 13? All right, so drinks a lot less than 114 proof. This is my first drink of the day, and if I had to guess, I would have probably guessed about 100 proof on that. So you get a little bit here, but you know, very, very easy to drink. So on the palate, I get a little bit of oak. I get a little bit of the brown sugar you get on the nose. Kind of tastes more like a brulee brown sugar. So, you know, a little caramelized brown sugar type flavor on the palate. And then I'm getting some kind of fruit. I don't want to say raisin, but it kind of tastes like a dried berry. Well, Russell's 13, the verdict is in. Is this a bottle that you should get? I don't like wild turkey products, but I love this. Russell's 13 is definitely a buy. I understand that it's very hard to find. Some places going $300-$400 for a bottle. All right, well, as always, appreciate you checking out the channel today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.